So for me, what was helpful was that initial meeting with the department chair. I needed to trust that she knew what she was talking about and said that I was ready to move forward, which was a bit surreal to hear and to learn, but it was trusting that that was the case. It was the process around looking at and really going through a couple of examples of submissions that had been made of dossiers, and to get a real sense of the story that was told and how it was told for others. And Marie Leverman, the academic appointments coordinator who really focuses on the senior promotion dossiers, she knows her stuff, and you just got to trust in terms of process and organization that these folks really do know what they're doing. They do this time and time again, year after year, and sometimes it's difficult to trust others with something that's so personal, but you need to.
Well, the application for senior promotion for me didn't come first. What came first was doing my master's. And I had been advised by members of the department that I was doing a lot of teaching and I should really do a master's. And I actually had said, when my youngest is in kindergarten, I'll do it. Well, he got to grade 10 and I had no more excuses. So it was time to get that master's done. And while I was doing the work for the master's, which included a portfolio and included collecting scholarly activity, Helen Batty said, use this for a senior promotion. Use the same work that you're doing, that you're already collecting, because it's relevant in your senior promotion. So understanding that the work I was putting into the master's was also overlapping with the work required for promotions made a lot of sense. I liked the fact that during the promotions procedure, I was meeting senior faculty in my department. Having a one-to-one meeting with the chair, with Dr. Wilson, is a very unique experience, and to be able to talk about my accomplishments and have her listen to them and put them in perspective was part of the motivation that helped me say, yes, I'm going to do this. I think that trying to understand the workings of preparation of the documents is very complex. So using the department's resources, using Marie, using the support that we have here in the department to actually say, oh, this is what you should emphasize, this is what's important, how about putting it in this framework? That was a big help to me.
So thinking about advice that I would give others in preparing for senior promotion, this certainly is very fresh in my mind since I've just completed my application for senior promotion to professor, and hopefully it's working its way through the system to a successful outcome. There's a few pointers that I would give anyone in this situation. The first would be keep your CV up to date. It's incredibly important to have a good web CV, get it current, and then keep it up to date. And think about what you want in it, what story you want to tell, and how to organize it. That's probably the most important thing. I've certainly been keeping my CV up to date for many years now, so that it wasn't too hard to move that forward. Very important to keep everything. Now, if you're preparing for senior promotion, hopefully you've been keeping these things before now, or it may be a bit late. But it's really important to think about what you want in your dossier and having it organized. So having those letters from people that are attesting to your involvement in things, and trying to get those letters to be very specific about what your role was. The thing about senior promotion that's different than junior is that you really need to be showing impact a little more, and certainly as applying for full professor, I had to show international impact. That was probably the most challenging thing that I found. So I really needed to look closely at the work I had done and how did that show international impact. So again, if you're preparing, think about your career track, think about what you're involving yourself in, look at where that may have international impact, and start collecting those kind of documentation so that you have them. It will certainly make things a lot easier. I think it's very important to follow the timeline that is set out through the workshops, because the preparation is a fair bit of work, and actually I think everyone says it takes a lot longer than you expect. So you can't really leave it to the last minute or you're going to ruin your summer. So you really need to prepare things in the spring. Even the year before, I started looking at my CV and making sure that it was up to date and what did I need to do. Because it certainly does take time, so you need to have a very organized approach approach with a timeline.
So when I think about the kind of help that is really good to get when you're going forward for a senior promotion, you can't do this alone. It's really important to actually have a few other people helping you. You may think about perhaps administration help that you have at work to help you with certain parts of the dossier. Other things that are challenging for a lot of doctors is putting together your web CV. And there's no reason in the world why you should think you should have to do this all on your own. And if you do get actually some other help, it's actually a big step in moving forward and getting your senior promotion successfully, because to do it on your own could ruin a lot of good weekends and a lot of your free time, and you probably won't do as good a job as if you had some help. In fact, in my case, I actually had my kids help me. They were looking for some extra work, and they helped summarize some of my data, and I was able to edit it. And it was actually a good two-way process, because it gave them a chance to see the kind of work I've been doing, which I don't always share with them. And we had some really good talks about that.